everybody, this is Bo back in the house again. Guess what? Red Wings is getting ready to kick off the season. We're going to see what's going on as far as preseason, what's going around the league, and the news. And guess what? We got Bill Houlihan back in the house again from Able to Eiserman. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Bo. Good to be back. How are you?
Hey, good, man. Listen, there's no storms. The systems are all working well. I think I'm doing pretty good now.
Yeah, outstanding. Same can be said here. I'm in D.C., and it's been off and on, but ready to get back into hockey season.
Oh, heck yeah. Now, fill us in some stuff that we didn't cover last week on what's going on in the league and the Red Wings.
Well, as far as the league is concerned, I think that you see as close to parity as we've seen in a long time. I think that legitimately there's probably 15 teams who have a decent shot at the Stanley Cup. You've got some young, up-and-coming teams. You got to look at Pittsburgh, and you got to consider the young nucleus they have there. That's exciting. That's exciting for the league. That they have a young team there in a mid-level to small market that was on the verge of being shipped out of there, and now should be able to thrive with the popularity of Sidney Crosby. And now you've got a team there that could maybe produce a TV contract, if you think about it. If the NHL can market Sidney Crosby correctly, then that could lead to bigger things with other networks like we talked about last week. So you got young teams, and you've got some of the older teams who are retooling. You've got Colorado, who's unfortunately added Ryan Smith, which was kind of a dagger in the heart of Red Wing fans. I kind of led my own personal little grassroots movement on my blog to try to convince the Wings to sign Ryan Smith, but once again, Wing management decided to ignore me, shockingly, and didn't lay out the money. But Colorado laid out a lot of money, man, and they have traditionally been idiots when it comes to money management, and all you have to do is look in their crease with Jose Theodore and how much money they're paying him. And but Ryan Smith could be a problem, and could be determined to have been overpaid for by the Avalanche organization, and that would be fun to watch and fun for the whole family to laugh at. So we'll hopefully that pans out that way. And then you have traditional teams that are just going to be as strong as they were last year. Anaheim is there's just no way that you can look at the West and not consider Anaheim to be a favorite coming out of the West. Other things to consider in the league are, of course, just how in the world is it going to be marketed? You know, how are we going to get the league back into mainstream America? And that's something that Gary Bettman and his little band of toddlers who run his PR campaigns have to be thinking about day and night, or just ignoring completely like they have for the last 10 years or so. But we'll see where that leads us. And we're just looking forward to the season starting, man. I mean, it's crazy. The summer seems to have lasted for 6 months. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I hear that from Red Wings people all the time about season, is that in basketball, in the NBA, after they play the season, they got the World Season that they go to, so you still have basically basketball all season.
Yeah.
When hockey's over, it's over.
Well, I tell you, I've been accused of being a Tigers slappy, as Paul from Kukla's Corner refers to me now, because I've gotten a little bit on the bandwagon of the Tigers last summer, and I'm living and dying with them the last couple of weeks, hoping they'll pull out of this tailspin that they're in. So at least we have that to hold our interest until September 15th or 17th when the Wings report to Traverse City.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm a big fan of the Tigers, but I love the Yankees just because of the fact that you have an owner that has built a foundation, will spend the money for quality wins. I don't have a problem with that, to be honest with you. If your team owner opens up his wallet and buys the best players he can, how can you fault the guy for doing that?
Yeah, I actually wrote something about that. It was Buffalo. There was a report out of Buffalo, I guess, about 2 months ago, that said their owner was just going to go ahead and slash payroll. You slash in payroll, they're going to come in well under the salary cap. And, that just leads to the question, man, you are a friggin' owner of a major league professional sports team. You are an NHL owner, and you're telling me that you have to slash prices? Are you telling me that you expect to make money? Is that what an owner gets into the game for, to make a profit? Wouldn't it be nice to think that owners get into professional sports because they're fans and they just want to field a competitive team because that's the type of thing that they've followed their whole lives, I mean, consider it. What would you do if you owned the Red Wings? I would spend every friggin' to put the best team on the ice. And then you've got this team in Buffalo, this owner in Buffalo, who is saying, you know what, yeah, there's a cap, and it's probably $47 million. I'm going to come in at 32. Well, that, my friend, is a bunch of crap. They got the best fan base in North America, or
Yes,
at least in
do.
the United States in Buffalo, and even better than Detroit, I'll say. And you know what? It is sad that you've got an owner who says that he's going to come in $15 million under the salary cap. I got news for you, buddy. Get the hell out. You know, let somebody buy that team who is committed to that fan base and who will absolutely put his heart and soul into putting a good team on the ice. Not let your best players go and not come out in public and say that, you know what, I don't care what the salary cap is, I'm spending $30 million, friggin' suck it up. Well, no. You suck it up and get out.
I mean, the Buffalo has some. I mean, you're right. The Buffalo people are the most. I mean, they're awesome. I mean, I can't think of a time when Buffalo has been a horrible team, and he's going to go basically and make it a horrible team and make money. I'm trying to figure out how hockey owners make money with their squads for the flip-flopping they do. It's almost like a Major League Baseball. You win some, and then you lose for 2 years, and then you win another one.
Yeah, well, you look at the big market teams, and then you look at Detroit, the Rangers, the Canadian teams, Toronto, obviously, Montreal, some of the larger United States markets, even Boston, I guess. You know, they're making their money off marketing. They're making their money off concessions. They're making their money off advertising. They're making their money in other means than just winning hockey. Mike Ilitch is always going to make a profit. He's going to make a profit as long as that team remains competitive, and as long as he can market that winged wheel. So, that's the only way they're going to do it. They have to find a niche in a market in a state that appreciates hockey, unlike Nashville, where that team is going to fail. I'm telling you what, I will say it again and again. That team will fail because they don't have corporate sponsorship, they don't have interest in the state, and as of right now, they don't have an owner who wants to pay for a competitive team, because that's what's going to get more than 14,000 fans in the state. And frankly, that's what they have. They've got the 14,000 fans who will go to that arena, and the rest of the state just doesn't care.
I'm trying to figure out why they made the move to Nashville. Is there something more behind it that we don't know that was talked about?
I have to think that it was Gary Bettman's simple-minded ploy to move hockey, throughout the country. I mean, he put it in Tampa. That's largely worked because you have a population down there that are snowbirds from the north, and that works for him. But then you look at places like Phoenix, where it has worked. They're coming out. I mean, they've been there for 20, 25 years almost, and it's been fairly consistent attendance-wise. But the teams in friggin' Carolina, which has a good fan base, decent. But Nashville, Atlanta probably will have problems in the years to come. And I shouldn't lump Atlanta in there because they've got a good string of attendance figures. But Nashville, to me, it behooves me. I just don't understand it. It's the epitome of a Bettman move that has failed. And it's something, when people point to our league as being too big and maybe we need to cut it down to 28 teams, you look at a city like Nashville that has a core of fans but no corporate sponsorship and no foresight when bringing the team there, and that's when you have to consider the logic, if there is any, in the NHL front office.
Yeah, when you talk about small teams, I look at Green Bay and their unique situation that the Packers are in. It's a small market, but it's heavily supported by everybody. And I think the problem is that the NFL